Now to the red-hot NBA playoffs. Overnight, the Minnesota Timberwolves clapping back against the Oklahoma City Thunder with an 143. I didn't even think that was right. 143 to 101. Demolition of the Thunder. I obviously didn't see the game. This after two lopsided games in which the Thunder coasted to victories by double-digit margins. In the Eastern Conference Finals, New York Knicks down 0-2 travel to Indiana to face the Pacers tonight on their home court in Game 3. Joining me now is ABC News contributor and SiriusXM radio host Mike Muse. Wow, it was a blowout, Mike. Good to see you. To get to 143 is impressive. Let's start with the Knicks, though. The Knicks were on fire going into this matchup. They beat the defending champions. I'm still sore about that whole series. And now fans are calling these first two games, what do they call it? It's their words, not mine, a dumpster fire. And that crowd in Indy's not going to be friendly. Can they pull off a win on the road?
Phil, knowing you, I think those are your words, dumpster fire. But that's exactly what it is. Look, you and I have been talking about the Knicks and the Celtics series for a long time now, and the Knicks were not expected to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. So let's have to start there. The momentum coming into the series, both for Indiana and the Knicks, it was going to be an incredible series. These two games have been close, but my prediction was that the Knicks was going to have to win at least one of these two games at the Garden. When they are playing at the Garden, they have so much momentum because the crowd is there, right? You feel the magic in the arena. But for the Knicks to have lost both games in the Garden, by the way, Phil, in the second game against Indiana Pacers, the Indiana Pacers star player Halliburton was only held to 14 points. He didn't even have his best game. That is a sign that the Knicks are in trouble going into Indiana, going into their hometown. Halliburton is not going to let that rest of having such a low-scoring game in the second game. You're going to see the Indiana Pacers come out with so much fire, so much excitement, and you better believe how is going to be on his game, and with that combination, it's going to be difficult for the Knicks to come back, and I think to really even win this series. I don't see it for the Knicks.
Yeah, and there's a lot of bad blood between those teams. Over in the Western Conference, what's with these huge lopsided games? At least the Knicks and Pacers games have kind of gone down to the wire. It's a better series, I guess.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, what happened, what we saw with OKC in their last game was miserable. SGA, the league's MVP, had one of his worst performances, not just in this postseason, but in the regular season too as well. They were just dominated physically. And Phil, that is a disaster for OKC because of the fact of they are good on both sides of the ball, on offense and on defense as well. They're one of the best defensive teams that the NBA has. And so for this to have the best NBA team be blown out by the Minnesota Timberwolves, that is a sign that this series is going to be possibly more competitive than we thought. I still think, though, that OKC has the assets to come out on the winner of the Western Conference. But Anthony Edwards is just incredible. And when him and Julius Randle, his partner in crime on the court, when they lock up and when they're in sync, they are a dynamic duo. That is what was able to propel the Minnesota Timberwolves to that victory yesterday. So the key is, if Minnesota wants to continue to win, Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards have to continue playing dominant basketball and being able to contain SGA defensively.
All right.
Which is going to be a problem.
Yeah, it seems like it. Mike Muse, thank you so much. Always good to see you.
See you.